Hey everyone, I'm Lan, a 29-year-old marketing executive with a story that'll leave you speechless. It all started when I found myself staring at a positive pregnancy test, heart pounding with excitement. Jack and I had been trying for months, and now it was finally happening. That night, I surprised him with a little world's best dad muck. His face lit up with joy. "Are you serious? We're having a baby?" he asked, his voice filled with wonder. I nodded, tears welling up as he scooped me into his arms, spinning me around. "We're going to be parents," he shouted. The next day at work, I could hardly contain my excitement. My best friend and coworker, Sophia, noticed right away. "Spill it, Elle. What's got you grinning like the Cheshire Cat?" she asked. I pulled her into the break room and whispered, "I'm pregnant." She squealed, hugging me tight. "Oh my God, I'm so happy for you." We chatted about nursery colors and baby names, and I felt on top of the world. Then came the first ultrasound. Jack and I held hands, watching the screen intently. The technician paused, then smiled. "Well, would you look at that? Congratulations, you're having twins." I was over the moon, but Jack's reaction was different. His smile seemed forced. "Two babies," he said weakly. "That's wow." On the drive home, he was unusually quiet. I tried to get him to talk. "Can you believe it, Jack?" "Twins," he nodded, distracted. "Yeah, it's something." That night, I overheard him on the phone. "Mom, I don't know what to do. Two babies, we can't afford that." I froze. "Can't afford it? We both have good jobs." What was he talking about? The next day, Jack's mother, Patricia, showed up unannounced. "I heard the news," she said, her smile not quite reaching her eyes. "Two babies, that's quite a handful." I forced a smile. "We're excited," I replied, but Patricia's eyes narrowed. "Are you sure you're ready for this, dear? Children are such a responsibility." Before I could respond, Jack jumped in. "Mom, we've got this. Right, Lan?" I nodded, but a sense of unease settled in. Over the next few weeks, I noticed Jack taking more and more private calls with his mother. Every time I walked in, he'd quickly end the conversation. One night, I confronted him. "Jack, is everything okay? You seem distant." He forced a smile. "Of course, babe. Just processing the whole twins thing." But I couldn't shake the feeling that something was wrong. As time went on, Jack's behavior grew more erratic. He was constantly checking his phone, having hushed conversations with Patricia. I tried to involve him in baby preparations, but he was always too busy or too tired. One evening, while folding laundry, I heard him on the phone again. "Mom, I know, but how am I supposed to tell her? She's so excited about the twins." My heart started racing. "Tell me what. Maybe you could talk to her, convince her it's for the best," Jack continued. I leaned closer to the door, straining to hear. "I know it's a lot to ask, but if anyone can convince Lan to, get rid of one of them, it's you." The laundry basket slipped from my hands, crashing to the floor. Jack whirled around, his face going pale. "I'll call you back, Mom," he said, quickly hanging up. We stared at each other, the silence between us deafening. Finally, I found my voice. "Get rid of one of them." "Are you talking about our babies?" Jack stammered, trying to backpedal. "Lan, it's not what you think. We were just discussing options." But I wasn't listening anymore. My world was crumbling. The man I thought I knew, the father of my children, was plotting behind my back to get rid of one of our babies. As I stood there, tears streaming down my face, I realized this was just the beginning of a battle I never saw coming. But one thing was clear: I would fight tooth and nail for my babies, with or without Jack by my side. The shock of Jack's conversation with Patricia left me reeling. I spent the night tossing and turning, trying to make sense of it all. How could he even think about getting rid of one of our babies? The next morning, I call Sophia in tears. "He wants to abort one of the twins." I choke out. "What? Are you serious?" Sophia's voice is a mix of shock and anger. "That's messed up, Lan. What are you going to do?" I take a deep breath. I have to confront him. I can't pretend I didn't hear it. That evening, I wait for Jack to come home. When he walks in, I'm sitting at the kitchen table, hands clasped tightly. "We need to talk," I say, my voice shaking. Jack looks wary. "About what?" "I heard you on the phone with your mother," I say, struggling to keep my voice steady. "Talking about getting rid of one of our babies." His face goes pale, then quickly shifts to defensive. You must have misunderstood. I would never. Don't lie to me, Jack, I snap. I heard you clear as day. He tries to backpedal, to explain it away. But I'm not buying it. The argument escalates, our voices rising. It's just not practical, Lan. Jack finally shouts. 2 babies at once. We can't handle that. I'm stunned into silence. Can't handle it. Or he just doesn't want to. The next few weeks are tense. Jack spends more time on the phone with Patricia, their hushed conversations stopping abruptly whenever I enter the room. The stress starts to take its toll on my health. One night, I wake up with severe cramps. Jack rushes me to the hospital, panic in his eyes. Please, I whisper to the doctor, are my babies okay? Hours of tests later, the verdict comes in, stress-induced complications. The doctor orders bed rest. You need to avoid stress at all costs, she warns. But how can I when the source of my stress is right beside me? Jack's concern seems genuine, but it doesn't last. As days in the hospital turn into a week, his visits become shorter, less frequent. And in his place, Patricia. She's there daily, all fake concern and backhanded comments. Oh, Lan, dear, this must be so hard on Jack. 2 babies and a wife in the hospital. I don't know how he copes. I grit my teeth, forcing a smile. We're managing just fine, Patricia. But are we? Jack's absence speaks volumes. As I lay there, watching Patricia fuss around my room, rearranging things to her liking, a realization hits me like a ton of bricks. This isn't just about the twins. This is about control. Jack and Patricia's control over my life, my choices, my future. Reaching for my phone, I text Sophia. I need your help. It's worse than we thought. As I hit send, I catch Patricia watching me, her eyes narrowed. I meet her gaze, unflinching. Game on, Patricia. You have no idea who you're messing with. I'm out of the hospital, but the war has just begun. I decide to play along, to buy time and gather evidence. Jack, maybe you're right. Maybe we should consider our options. The relief on his face is sickening. Really? I'm so glad you're being reasonable, honey. Sophie is horrified when I tell her my plans. Are you sure about this, Lan? She asks, worry etched on her face. I nod grimly. It's the only way to expose them. We spend a weekend redecorating, strategically placing hidden cameras and mix throughout the house. It feels wrong, but I'm desperate. The recordings are eye-opening, Jack and Patricia plotting ways to manipulate me. Mom, I think she's coming around. Keep pressuring her about the financial strain, Jack says in one recording. Patricia's voice is cold. Don't worry, dear. I've dealt with stubborn girls before. Remember Rachel? Rachel? Jack's ex. I dig deeper, reaching out to old friends. The story that unfolds is chilling. Rachel, driven away by Patricia's interference, just like the girlfriend before her. But the real bombshell drops when I stumble upon Jack's secret email, hidden bank accounts, massive debts, all tied to Patricia's investment advice. I'm reeling. My colleague Mark notices my distraction. Lan, is everything okay? You seem off. I break down, telling him everything. Mark's face darkens. That's serious stuff, Lan. You need to protect yourself and those babies. I know a great lawyer. Meanwhile, Patricia ramps up her isolation tactics. She's always around, intercepting calls, accidentally deleting messages. Oh, Sophia called. Must have slipped my mind to tell you, dear. I played dumb, but inside I'm seething. One night, I overhear Jack and Patricia discussing their final push. We'll take her to that clinic next week, Jack says. Once it's done, things can go back to normal. Normal? There's no going back from this. That night, I make my decision. I can't stay. I won't let them hurt my babies. I start squirreling away cash, gathering important documents. Sophia helps me find a safe place to stay. Are you sure about this, Lan? She asks, worry deepening in her eyes. I place a hand on my belly. I've never been more sure of anything in my life. As I pack a small bag, hiding it in the back of my closet, I feel a mix of fear and determination. This isn't how I imagine my life going, but for my babies, for myself, I'll do whatever it takes. The next morning, I pace on a smile as Jack kisses me goodbye. Have a great day, honey, he says, oblivious. Little does he know, it's the last time he'll see me as his wife. The war might have been silent, but the final battle, that's going to be explosive. The stage is set. I've invited everyone, friends, family, even some of Jack's coworkers, to a reconciliation dinner. Jack thinks it's to announce we're keeping both twins. He has no idea what's coming. As guests arrive, I'm a bundle of nerves. Safia squeezes my hand. You've got this, Lan. Once everyone's seated, I stand up. Before we eat, there's something you all need to see. I press play on the projector. The room falls silent as Jack and Patricia's true colors are revealed. Recordings of their manipulative conversations, financial documents showing Jack's deceit. Gasps and murmurs fill the room. Jack jumps up, face red. This is a misunderstanding, he shouts. But I'm not done. I play the final recording. Jack and Patricia discussing the clinic appointment. Patricia's shrill voice cuts through the chaos. You ungrateful little. Jack's father, Tom, who I'd never met before tonight, stands up. That's enough, Patricia. I've heard all I need to hear. Jack tries to regain control. Lan, baby, let's talk about this. I hold up my hand. There's nothing to talk about, Jack. I'm leaving you. I'm keeping my babies and you'll be hearing from my lawyer. The room erupts. Patricia's having a full meltdown, screaming about ungrateful children and family loyalty. Jack alternates between begging me to reconsider and threatening legal action. Amidst the chaos, Tom approaches me. Lan, I'm so sorry, I had no idea. If you need anything, please let me know. His kindness almost breaks me. But I stand firm as security, hired just in case, escorts Jack and Patricia out. A weight lifts off my shoulders. 1 year later, I'm hanging streamers for the twins' first birthday. Sophie is helping, bouncing little Zoe on her hip while I finish icing the cake. Can you believe it's been a year? She asks. I shake my head, smiling as Ethan crawls across the floor. Sometimes it feels like yesterday, other times like a lifetime ago. The doorbell rings. It's Tom, arms full of presents. Hope I'm not too early. As guests arrive, true friends and supportive family, I can't help but marvel at how much has changed. I'm thriving at work, even got a promotion. The twins are healthy and happy. Later, as everyone's enjoying cake, I make an announcement. I'm starting a support group for women leaving toxic relationships. The room erupts in cheers and support. Sophia hugs me tight. I'm so proud of you, Lan. You've come so far. Tom raises his glass. To new beginnings and to the strongest woman I know. As I look around at my chosen family, at my beautiful twins, I feel a sense of peace. It wasn't easy, but we made it. And now it's time to help others do the same. As the party winds down, I tuck the twins into bed, looking at their peaceful faces. I whisper, we did it, little ones. We're safe now. Back in the living room, Sophia and Tom are helping clean up. You know, Tom says, I always knew Jack had issues, but I never imagined. I'm just glad you got out when you did. I nod, feeling a mix of sadness and relief. Me too, it wasn't easy, but it was worth it. The story's over, but here's a question to ponder. Was Lan justified in secretly recording Jack and Patricia to gather evidence, or did she cross an ethical line? If your spouse was plotting behind your back to harm your unborn children, how far would you go to protect them? Share your thoughts in the comments. Your perspective could help others facing similar family dilemmas. If this tale of betrayal and empowerment kept you on the edge of your seat, hit that like button and subscribe.